Hello everyone and welcome to Picture Perfect. Now, if you guys have seen like my previous playthrough of this game called Picture Perfect Romance, this is actually a remake or a remaster of it, so I'm not sure how much different this game is gonna be, but I'm still excited nonetheless, so hey, let's get right into it, shall we? It's a beautiful early morning, and you are on your way to the nearest coffee shop. It's your free day and you haven't left your house for a few days now. You'd rather stay home for tonight, playing video games or watching a horror movie. But there is something you need to talk to your boyfriend about, face to face. You arrive at the coffee shop. It's pretty full for some reason, despite the fact they don't serve any special drinks here. And the service here is usually not that great either. Heck, you wouldn't even come here unless you weren't so lazy to walk somewhere else. Hello, welcome to our coffee shop. Can I get your order? Hot cocoa with heart sprinkles, please. Right, here you go. I'm terribly sorry. We're all out of that particular item. But I do have this odd heart keychain that someone forgot here weeks ago. It reminds me of you for some reason, so here, you can have... I want my cocoa! Bubble tea, black coffee. Ooh, I might have some bubble tea. Yeah, alright, who's the order for? My name. Call me Lion. Right, here you go. If you need any napkins, you can help yourself out over there. He kindly points to a side desk with a small smile. You know how to take your... He! I'll go with it. I mean, he's great. You look around and lucky for you, you spot a quiet single table available in the corner. Before you manage to take a single sip of your drink, a familiar figure approaches your table. It's your boyfriend, Miller. Hey, Lion, didn't make you wait long. Hey, Miller. I just arrived too. He gives you a charming smile and pulls a chair to sit down. Oh, Lion, you look really good today. Mesmerizing, even. Really? Yeah, I just put something on and didn't really make an effort, to be honest. Uh-huh. You're such a natural beauty. Thank you. Mind if I take your picture? Yeah, I accept. Why the flash? Want to see the picture? Man, I look cute! Yeah. You look so adorable. I love these pictures of you the most, where you don't even know you're being filmed. There's something thrilling about a person being filmed without their knowledge. Yeah, sure. There he goes again, being weird and somewhat creepy. You clear your throat to snap Miller back to this world. There's something we need to talk about. Oh, what about? Did you already book the tickets to my art show? Is that what this is about? No, actually. I don't know how to say this, but Miller looks at you with piercing eyes, trying to read you. I want to break up with you. What? Break up? Are you feeling alright? Yeah, I mean, no. I want to break up. I'm sorry, Miller. It's all too much. And you're too much. I've dated for a few months and you're just constantly calling and I can't breathe with you. Miller looks at you. He just looks at you. Calmly. I see. And here I thought you were the one for me. I'm sorry, Miller. I'm not. Well, since you already made up your mind. Excuse me. Miller gets up from his chair, doesn't give you another glance, and leaves the coffee shop. You finish your drink, and even though it tastes so bitter after all that, Miller seems to take it well. You still feel bad. As you're walking back home, you start to think if you were too harsh towards Miller. Yeah, he was a bit too much, but maybe he just liked you a lot. What's done is done. Breakups suck, but you just need to move on from it. On beautiful days like these, you truly appreciate being alive. You're single and thriving now. You take a long breath of fresh air. Ah, what a beautiful smell of chloroform. Wait, chloroform? Suddenly, everything goes black, and you're pretty sure you just passed out. It's black. You can't move your body that much. There seems to be something around you. A lucky guess would be that it's rope. Why is it so dark? It's so quiet. It must mean you're probably alone now. This could be a good time to try to escape. Wriggle your body, maybe the rope's given eventually. Wait, it's not wise to use your energy on a pointless task like... I agree with the second statement. How nice of you to stay still for me like that. I think we'll have a nice time together. Everyone loves an obedient boyfriend. Now hold still. I don't want you to get hurt. He cuts holes for you to see. Everyone loves a wacky vision like this. Well, it could be worse, right? Thank you. Nice to see you again, Lion. I think we should start fresh. Miller, your boyfriend, that you love so very much. Say it. Repeat what I just said. I'll tell him what he wants to hear. Yeah, I'm your boyfriend, and I love you so much, Miller. No, please let me go. Nah, yeah, I think we're past that, don't you think? He takes a step back, but you can still hear his voice. Now, let's get more comfy and remove this bag from your head, Lion. Why did you even put it on my head in the first place? For dramatic effect, and, well, I didn't want to embarrass you, but what? Seriously, what could be more embarrassing for him to put than for him to put you in a situation like this? Well, your other eye wouldn't close, no matter how hard I tried. You were kind of giving me the creeps. I was a creepy one here? Get real. Now, if I remove this bag, see your pretty face, do you promise not to have a tantrum? Lie, I'll be nice and quiet. I'm gonna lie! He pulls the bag from your head. You'd recognize his room as Miller's old living room they turned into a photography studio. You know, Miller lives in an apartment building. You remember him not having that many neighbors, but maybe someone can hear your screams. Hell, I've been abducted! Suddenly, Miller's choking you. It's hard to breathe. Harder! Harder! For noodle arms like his, he sure has a tight grasp. Harder! He lets you go. Yeah, thank God you can breathe again. Sorry, it's just... promise to be good. This is why a relationship is not working like I want it to. It's just so difficult. I really can't trust you. Or can I? Yeah, of course. It's a joke. It's a big it's a big hoo. Don't you know, Miller? I mean, it's just a big ha. Ah, God! Did you have to flash me again? He proceeds to take pictures of you, moving around in your chair like a little baby doll. Doesn't say a word, so figure out it's better not to bother him. He seems to be concentrating on his work. Is that the phone? It seems Miller's got to pick it up. You move your body around a bit, just enough not to cause any extra sound. Feels like your ropes have loosened a bit. Should we test this again? Wiggle! Your hand seems to be free, but the rope is too tight to open by hands. You decide to wiggle around on the chair, sliding your body to loosen up the ropes. With your free upper body, you release your legs from the ropes. You tap yourself on your shoulder. For what a good decision that was. There's no sign of Miller yet. You guess he went to have his phone call outside. You should probably escape, or try to find a hiding spot. Time to look around. Kitchen, camera room, bedroom, corridor. Let's check out the kitchen. You walk to the kitchen. It's an obvious place to keep a knife around. It doesn't take long for you to find one. I'm gonna take the knife. You hear the door. He's back. Oh, you freed yourself. That's cute. What are you doing with that knife, Lion? You could hurt yourself with it. That's not my plan! Ha-ha! You're charging him and you two end up fighting each other. You're really happy to be the one holding the knife because otherwise the chances would not be in your favor. He grabs you by your waist with his other hand to try to keep you still. Stop resisting! You channel your inner strength, and lucky, after a long time of struggle, you managed to free your hand from his tight grab and slash Miller's neck with the knife. You're sure he could have taken the knife away from you. It felt like he was more or less just trying to keep you still. Maybe he thought his ex-partner wouldn't really try to kill him. You watch him drop to his knees while holding his neck, sobbing. Miller turns to look at you in serious pain and tries to say something to you. I love you. Oh. His neck glugs out blood before he manages to finish his sentence. Miller drops down to the blood, shaking a while. Then he stops. You're too shocked to even move. So you sit down next to his dead body a while, waiting for the cops. All the adrenaline inside you makes you burst into loud, ugly crying. You didn't share good moments with this person, even intimate ones. You don't know whether you should be really happy and grateful to be alive, or really sad and angry you had to kill someone for it. All of them above, probably. You hope that someday this whole ordeal will feel like a bad dream. By the way, it's over now. You will carry this experience with you for the rest of your life. Hi, Miller. Ending 9 of 13. 13 endings? I'm not gonna take the knife. You hear the doorbell. You walk to the front door with slow steps. Could it be a trap? Open the door. You try to open the door, only to find it locked. You look around for a key, but notice a note stick out from under the door instead. You pick up the note and read it. It only has one word. Bed. Bedroom, then? You rush to the bedroom to take a look around. You're not sure what you expected to find here. Let's see. Jump from the balcony? Yeah! You rush to the balcony and look over the railing. What do you mean, look? I'm just gonna gun for it and go like, whee! You didn't figure you'd be so high up. There's no way you would survive a jump like this. For Christ's sake, there isn't even any trees to try and jump towards. What a crazy idea and a waste of time. You hear a door open. Miller is back. You freed yourself. That's no good. Your heart is stuck in your throat. You grab tighter to the railing. You going to jump, Lion? You'd rather die than be with me. Isn't that a bit dramatic? I'm gonna jump! You figure it's better to die on your own terms than during its sick games. You jumped to your own death. It was a beautiful idea, more beautiful than the result of your head exploding against the asphalt, for sure. At least it didn't get you the way you wanted. He's gonna have me in pieces. Ending 2 of 13. I will ask for forgiveness. I was gonna do that. I'm just admiring the scenery. It's very lovely. Pretty. Haha. Is that so? Why is the voice trembling then? I think you were trying to jump. Miller walks towards you until your back hits a railing and he's almost skin to skin with you. What a pretty little liar you are. How can a man like me trust boys like you? All I wanted was for you to love me, but you had to break up with me. That really hurts my feelings. Do you like breaking hearts? Of course not. I don't like it. It's just the heat of the moment kind of thing. I don't really want to break up. Lying till the end. Just like all of my ex-boyfriends. I just have the worst dating luck. Maybe because you kidnap and kill people. That's not what I do. I only kill my exes. I'm not some psycho murderer. I only kill those who broke my heart. Bye now. Miller pushes you to your death. What a cruel way to go. You'll probably pretend it was suicide and get away with it. You can only pray he never dates again. Oh yeah, you're dead now. You can't pray anymore. Miller's free to do whatever the heck he wants. And do whatever he wants, I agree with. Heck, like, if Miller wants to date other boys or girls, I mean, I'm not gonna stop him. What happens if I check the bed? You crouch to the floor and look under the bed. You notice there's hardly any dust. It seems Miller cleans often. After a while, you notice a key taped to the inside corner of the bed. You take it and hope it's for the front door. Well, let's go back to the corridor. You run to the corridor because it's the most sure place you can find a door to exit from. Let's try to open the door. You have the key now. Use the key. You run out of the apartment, forgetting all about the fact that Miller probably went outside too. Ooh, I like this. He sees you running away, but decides not to follow you. You're too busy running to notice the monster that's staring at you with a grin on his face. He doesn't have to follow you because he knows exactly where you live. At home, you called the police, but they couldn't find Miller. For some reason, you couldn't sleep well in your apartment anymore after that. It always felt like someone was watching you. Heading 3 out of 3. Gosh darn. So what happens if I hide in the wardrobe? You decide to hide in the wardrobe. You stay on the floor and hold your breath as seconds start to turn to minutes. You begin to think this was a mistake. You could have used this time to try and escape. You can hear he's back now. It's too late. He's sure to find you here eventually, unless he never changes his clothes. You bite your lips tightly together and close your eyes, hoping for the best. As you swallow nervously, you come to your conclusion that you have had better ideas than this during your lifetime. You move your body for a better position. As you do, something drops from the top shelf. Am I dumb? You know you're in serious trouble now. My, oh my. What do we have here? You told me you wanted to play hide and seek. He suddenly yanks you out of your closet by your hair. He let out a surprised and painfully sorry excuse of a whimper. He seems really angry. I guess this is it. This is the day you die. You wish you would have eaten that frozen pizza from your freezer you were saving for a rainy day. Miller, please, you don't have to kill me. He A little pleading at times like these never really hurts anyone, right? Don't kill me, please. We're dating, alright? I'll quit my job. I hated it anyway. I never have to leave again. You're willing to say anything at this point to save your life. Taylor looks at you. Looks like he's not buying it. Oh my god, please, I'm begging you. Alright, love. You quickly give a reassuring smile to him, but for some reason, he suddenly looks angry again. You stand up, but he kicks you to the ground. Do you really mean what you're saying? You were in too much of shock to reply. You can feel your eyes watering. Don't cry. I believe you. It seems like the immediate danger is over, but you feel even worse than before for some reason. He kneels in front of you, giving you the eeriest of smiles you've ever seen. After seeing that, things got blurry real fast. Aww, Frank, it's cute. You don't know how long it's been, but you're still alive. You and Miller both kept your promise. You haven't left the apartment, and he hasn't killed you. All is good, now you could say. Besides the fact that you're living with your captor. Things could be worse. They are. Miller did not fully trust you not to leave. He's not that gullible. So he cut your legs. Oh, my legs! Like you said, you weren't going to leave anywhere anyway, so it's not a big loss. Your lovely boyfriend will take care of you. Forever. What more could you want? Freedom is overrated these days. Everyone wants a stable relationship. Someone who takes care of you, carries you around like a princess, never leaves your side, cooks and cleans for you. This is truly a happy ending for you both. Ending 8 out of 13. But Miller, I love you. You do? Yeah, of course! I love you, Miller. He gives you a sweet smile and leans down to embrace you. I knew you would. I love you too. It's been 1 year and honestly, life has been really great with Miller. If you forget the fact that he stalked you, tried to kill you, and other ways was a bit creepy towards you, he was the perfect boyfriend now. He treats you like a fragile flower. You've never felt so loved in your whole life. You have forgotten to try to even escape. It seems you no longer even want to. You truly love this guy. Why did you ever want to break up with him? Some could say this is kind of Stockholm Syndrome. But you don't believe it. You love him. Miller loves you back. Everyone's just jealous. They just haven't heard about true love. That's sweet. Ending 10 of 13. Apparently, there's more things to look around in the camera room if we decide to come back here. So, let's check Miller's camera. Decide to look through Miller's camera. It's out of battery. Go into the dark room. Your curiosity takes you to Miller's dark room, where he develops all his pictures. You hardly think there's anything useful here, or even a path to escape from. You can't help but enter anyway, since you have so much time to kill, right? The walls are full of strange photos taken by Miller, including photos of you. Some of the photos are taken before you two were even dating. How long has he been watching you? Thinking about that gives you chills. He's probably seen many awful things that no one was supposed to see. Hold on. Is that a pair of your underwear? You decide not to touch him. Besides, there is nothing out of the ordinary except something that looks like an old heart-shaped box and a camera battery. Oh, wait. Heart-shaped box? Let's check that out. Open it. You look around to see where the sound is coming from, but you're not able to detect its location. You shake it as nothing and insert a heart-shaped keychain into the hole. Something must have opened. You look around the house to try to see what has changed. After some time, you find a path leading to a secret room inside the bedroom closet. This apartment is surprisingly big. You walk in. It's really dark. After a long time touching the walls, you manage to find a light switch. Luckily, there weren't any spiders. You look around. There are a couple chains on the walls with colors attached to them. You can also see pictures on the walls. You walk closer to examine them. After closer inspection, you notice that one of them is labeled as baby. But in pictures, there's no single infant to be seen. What is this fixation with infants? Creepy. Maybe something happened to him as a child. You brush it off and continue looking around, only to find oddly familiar looking pictures. From afar, it looks like you. You stop on your tracks before you manage to get a closer look to inspect. You hear something. Miller? You see Miller. He's crying. When did he get here? Why is he crying? Despite everything, you approach him. What's wrong? Miller, why are you crying here? Can't you hear them? You're crying so loudly today. I can't stand it. What? I couldn't hear anyone else aside from you. Oh, the noises. They want me to kill you, like I did all the rest. They want revenge on what happened to them. Now they won't leave me alone. They won't let me be happy with anyone. You can't trust anyone who breaks your heart. Miller leans against his knees to cry harder. I don't want to kill you! You look somewhat fragile right now. Don't see anyone besides you two. You hear no crying besides his, but the air does feel heavier in this room than in any other. You think you should say something. It's getting really awkward otherwise. Leave saying nothing. I hope you get some help. You leaving? Yeah, you gonna stop me? No, I won't even follow you. I'll wait here for the cops. You don't know if you can trust his words or not. Your only concern is to get the heck out of the apartment. As promised, Miller waited for the police to arrest him. Never heard of him again. Hi. I think 7 out of 13. I'll leave saying nothing. You shake your head. Saying something would be a waste of breath. You take a leave from this horrible nightmare, hoping to forget it all. You don't know what happened to Miller afterwards. Police said they couldn't find him anywhere. Years later, you got a letter with simple text in it. I miss you. Hi again. I think 7 of 13. What happens if I take the battery? Yeah, I'll take it. You take the battery with you. Let's leave the room. Check Miller's camera. Insert the battery into the camera. You start to look through his pictures. By each picture, you feel like you shouldn't have. Whoa! This is really disturbing. Keep looking. Oh my god! Keep looking! Ayo! You quickly close the camera. You can't help but to feel sick. You regret letting your curiosity get the best of you. From now on, you won't ever take a peek at someone's personal belongings again. You jump out of your spot when you hear the doorbell ringing. Miller should be outside. He knows you're stuck on a chair, or should be. You carefully walk towards the door. No matter how stupid of an idea it is, could be someone who could help you. You press your ear against the door in hopes of hearing something. Nothing. Instead, you walk away. Your curiosity once again takes the better of you as you lean to take a peek from the peephole. Please. Please be someone out there. Please, please, please. Nothing. You kick the door out of frustration. There's no help coming for you. Whoever that was, they're gone. Before you have time to even turn around, someone grabs you from behind with a cloth in their hand. You can't fight it. Your body's already gone numb. When you wake up, there's nothing but darkness around you. Someone's taking a picture, but it's too dark to see who. You're too dizzy to even think about it being Miller. You try to get up, only to be pulled down by something. You touch your neck. It has metal around it. Let me go! What's going on? I can see them in this room. They drive me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. I'm only doing this once. Miller, what are you talking about? With enough time locked here, I'm sure you will see him too. You keep touching the metal thing you feel around your neck. See where it leads. There's a chain that's stuck to the wall. You can't leave me here! Chained up to a wall like this! Well, come. Time to come. I'll bring you food and water. See how you're doing. Don't expect me to come too often. This room makes me depressed. It's too dark, isn't it? Miller, this is not funny! It's not supposed to be. Oh! A baby room? I think 13. What? So I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna see what happens if I don't risk getting out of these chains or ropes. You decide to stay still like the wimp you are. Sorry, that was a bit harsh. But it's been said that we are our worst critic. It was one long phone call. You couldn't help but drift into a sleep-like state. I'm so sorry. He rushes to free you from your ropes and rests his head on your lap. He almost looks pitiful. Sorry, didn't mean to take that long. You must have been so lonely waiting for me. Are you mad at me? Let me make you more comfortable, Lion. He proceeds to remove the ropes from you. The ropes. It feels so good to have your chest free again. You give him the silent treatment as he picks you up and carries you to bed. At this point, you are too exhausted to even try to jump down and get free. You're also terrified of what would happen if he would catch you running away. He places his arms around you tightly and gives you a long squeeze, taking your scent while he does that. Let's just forget all this. Tomorrow's a new day. I'll forgive you, and you'll forgive me. It can be like before. And we can go pick you an outfit for my show tomorrow. I'll pay for it, so choose whatever you like. He closes his eyes and seems to fall asleep quite quickly. It seems you gain his trust enough for him to loosen his grip around you as he falls asleep next to you. You can feel your eyes drooping. All the chloroform and being tied to a chair seems to have taken its toll on you. You can't sleep now. Stay awake? You bite your tongue to stay awake and turn to look at Miller. He almost looks like a normal person now. That bad people wouldn't look like regular folk anyway. All the crazy horror movie stuff is mostly fictional. What are you thinking? You really shouldn't be focusing on that now. This might be your only chance to escape. Kill Miller! Sure! You don't think there's any other way to get away safely from him. You need to end his life. You take a deep breath of confidence. You get on top of him and put your hands around his neck. He wakes up, but you've already decided to kill him. He looks at you scared, but he can't stop now. He coughs and tries to weakly fight back. It's like he isn't trying at all. Soon, his fighting gets even weaker. You stare at him right in his eyes as he takes his last breath and stops fighting immediately. You strangle a little longer. You have seen way too many horror movies to let go of his neck now. You get up from the bed and give Miller one last look before you put the blanket over him. It was right. Those staring eyes were indeed really creepy. He looks really disappointed and sad about your betrayal in his last moments, but do you really care? Don't forget, he tried to kill you. You walk away to your freedom, legs and hands still shaking. This experience will affect you for the rest of your life, but at least you still have won. Only thing you can do now is wish the cops will believe your side of the story. What's with the babies? Ending 11 of 13. What happens if I escape? You carefully get out of bed, not to wake Miller up. Even if he did try to kill you, you are not a killer. You walk to the corridor as quietly as you can, try to open the door, just to notice it's locked. Of course it is. Frick. You go back to the bedroom. You go through Miller's pockets. He never removes his clothes, so he's still wearing them. Luckily for you, you manage to find the key without waking him up. Silently, you return to the corridor and insert the key to the door. You sprint out of the house as soon as you manage to open the door. You manage to leave the house with good conscience. There's no time to look back. You just run. As soon as you reach home safely, you contacted the police. Your heart was beating fast and your throat almost incapable of spitting out a single word, but you did it. They arrested Miller the next day. After you find out they had caught him, you deleted all dating apps from your phone. You might be single, but you are not ready to mingle. It's easy to say. This experience has affected you for the rest of your life. Ending 413. 413! So what happens if I fall asleep? You can't fight the urge to fall asleep any longer. Your eyes and body feel so heavy. It's an unpleasantly snowy evening. The air itself does not feel cold though, actually more dry and almost like sand. You're almost on your way to the nearest coffee shop. You don't remember why, but you have a feeling you were supposed to meet someone important there. It feels like years since you last left your house. You open the door to the coffee shop while having this strange eerie feeling in your heart. As you enter inside, you quickly notice how empty it is. No customers besides you and the barista. What? It's all hazy, your head pounding like crazy. It's so painful you can't seem to move. Your head really hurts. What's going on? You take a deep breath, feeling like a bunch of small creatures will be staring back at you from the walls, windows, behind every corner, but yet you don't see anything. You can finally feel your legs becoming less heavy, and you carefully take a step closer to the counter. It's you again, lad. This is a special occasion, so I'm happy you could make it. To start the evening, what drink would you want? I promise, none of them have poison. What? Elliot? It's a special drink. Funny you would choose it. The drink is also called True Love. It tastes bitter. You sit down in a chair. You have plenty to choose, but you pick one in a counter. You still can't remember why you came here in the first place. Before you manage to remember, another person arrives at the coffee shop. They approach you, and when you turn to look around, you notice the bartender is missing. It's just you and the stranger now. Hey there. Sorry to bother. You don't mind me sitting here, do you? Actually, to be honest, I was just being polite. I wasn't actually asking. He sits down and looks at you. At least you think he does. His face is covered with some type of mask. You're waiting for someone. I can't remember, to be honest. And you? He takes a long pause to think, moving his head from side to side. Can't remember either. You take a sip out of your drink. There's something bothering you. Why was the drink called Elliot? Why was it called True Love? Makes no sense. I asked the stranger about the name. He got silent for a while. I haven't heard that name for a while. How did I ever forget it? It belongs to a very special person. Who did the name belong to? The only boyfriend I had. He never tried to leave my side. If he didn't, where is he now? Elliot was so beautiful, so pure. I noticed other people's gazes on him. They didn't have the right to look at him. I made him into art. That way, he would always be mine. Just mine. Art? What do you mean you turned him to art? His body is forever in a secret place. I could go take pictures of him every time I lose inspiration in my craft. He just stares at me with those eyes that will forever only look at me. You're too horrified to know more. You spit out your drink. Remember now, sort of. Miller, what is this place? It's a dream, obviously. Does it matter? Would you like to wake up? If you do, I promise, things will turn out real good for you. If you want to stay, we can literally be together forever. Also, I'll share you a secret about those screaming noises. What are those noises, Miller? He doesn't answer anymore. Hear about the screams and stay in the dream. Alright then, I'll tell you about them. It won't make any sense to you, though. It doesn't make sense to me either. Miller blocks your vision with his hand. When I was a child, I heard these noises coming from inside the wall of my house. The noise was coming from the basement. It sounded like screaming and crying at the same time. I found a hole and couldn't resist peeking in. What I saw was terrible. The most gruesome thing that I've ever seen. And honestly, I care about you enough not to tell you what I saw. You promised to tell me! I'm warning you, it can be a really triggering story. Disturbing scene ahead? Sure! Tell me I take responsibility. Oh my god. Fine. As I was peeking from the hole, I saw the back of my father. He was standing in a room. I'd never seen a room like that in a house. On the table, there were infants. Miller looks at you, biting his tongue, looking distressed. Go on. Miller sighs at your decision. My father took a butcher's knife, as the infants just kept screaming. He did what you think he did. I think I could have helped them, but I didn't. Instead, I started sobbing. My father heard me. At first, he was really angry at me for peeking. Then he opened a strange hatch at the door and pulled me in. He gave me the butcher's knife, as there was still one innocent, helpless infant left. He practically held my hand after. I couldn't do it. He made me swing it. The screaming stopped, but this tight feeling in my chest didn't. I killed someone, and not just someone. My father told me that now I was held accountable, that if I spoke about his fixation, I would be just as much in trouble. And know if he ever did it again, maybe if I went downstairs I would have known. I never did. He moves his hand from your face. You can sense his frustration. Anyway, I should know why I had to kill all my previous partners. I left each and every one of them, but when they tried to leave, the screams got so loud I couldn't take it. That is incredibly messed up. What the frick? This is completely different from like the first game I played. Because initially, I don't even remember what was the twist in the first game, but like, frick! Miller, it wasn't the screams that killed anyone. It was you. What was that? Been hearing them in this apartment, never anywhere else. You can hear them too, and they get louder and louder. The screams hurt your ears? It's funny. I'd like to wake up now! Miller! I told you, you can't wake up. This time I'm keeping you. Even after breaking my heart, the screams are already getting quieter. Miller lays to the ground, looking relaxed. With you by my side, I can finally be at peace. He slowly turns his head to look at you. Thank you for dying with me, Lion. I did 6 of 13. What the frick? What happens if I wake up instead? You decide to wake up. We're back here. You wake up, feeling sweat all over your body, your heart beating loudly in your chest. What was that dream about? You take a deep breath, decide to forget all about it. There are only 2 options left. Kill Miller or escape. Pretty sure this is the same deal as before, frick. Okay, apparently, like, if you go through that dream sequence and decide to escape, there is a difference. For some reason, you can't find a key. You're sure I put it there. You carefully try to look for it. What are you doing? You scared me! Playing innocent, are we? Looking for these. Miller opens his nightstand drawer and pulls out the keys. You get slapped across the face. There was no love in that slap. Why would you slap? How could you slap? I was really disappointed in you, Lion. You could have had everything with me. Love, care, security. But you decided to throw it all away. You're at a loss of words. You watch Miller get up and take a knife out of his nightstand. Miller? What are you gonna do with that? Get on your knees. You do. You should never argue with a guy holding a knife. Unless you want to die, which sometimes you did. Suddenly, faced by death, you feel a bit different. What an obedient boyfriend. I mean, we're no longer one, right? You broke up with me. That means you can do whatever I want with you. I can suck you off anything, please! Suck my... Why would you think I would want you to do that? I'm on my knees. Never. Oh, this is what I get for being so down bad. You're so desperate. It's pitiful, really. Just wanted to see you behave for one less time, Lion. He kicks you to the ground, gets on top of you, and slices your stomach open with a knife. You have no time to even realize what's happening until the excruciating pain. Ah! A lifeless body lays under Miller as he breathes hard, sliding his hand through his hair. Let's make you into art. He drags you into a strange room inside his closet and proceeds to cut you and slice you, then stitch your wounds up. Miller puts you into a nice position and covers you with guts, yours and someone else's. Oh my god, no. Alright, now I'm curious to see what happens if I tell him to screw himself. He takes out a needle. I really hope it wouldn't have to come to this. You piece of... He sticks the needle into your skin. Ah, you mother! He covers your mouth with his hand to stop you from screaming, but it doesn't take long for things to get really dizzy around you. It's actually better this way. If you're gonna die, you'd rather do it screwed out of your mind. He opens your ropes and gently carries you to bed. He's taking photos of you. Of course he is, that creep. It's all fine and dandy. You're already in your own little world. Oh, can't believe how beautiful you look in these. You truly are the best partner a guy could ask for. Even if you're a lying bag of poo, I forgive you. None of us are perfect. You can't trust anyone these days. Shame it had to end like this. I hate having a broken heart. Oh wow, I'm really stoned. You feel like you're about to die as it gets hotter and hotter. Keep your eyes open. You can feel your breathing getting slower by the minute. He takes a few photos of you and stabs you in your stomach. You're so drugged out that you can hardly feel a thing, so it's a really pleasant way to go since it's not that painful. Ooh, so pretty. I figured dying would be so beautiful. Finally. I hate this world anyway. Please, Miller, tell my mother I'm sorry. You take a final breath while Miller watches you die. And then what you wanted, you got them, just like the others. Shut up! Shut up! Miller holds his head in pain and gets on his knees. Why? Why did you take them away from me? Why would you do such a thing? If he felt remorse, it's too late for that now. Oh, you look pretty. So what happens if I'm actually nice and quiet? He proceeds to take photos of you, moving you around in your chair like a little doll. He doesn't say a word to you, so you figure it out it's better not to bother him. He seems to be concentrating on his work. Is that the phone? Seems Miller's got to pick it up. You move your body around a bit, just enough not to cause any extra sound. It feels like your ropes have loosened up a bit. Should we test this again? I guess it's all the same deal as before. Well, let's go back and wiggle around some more. What happens if I wiggle? Hey, don't wiggle so much. I'm trying to do something here. Heck it! You knew it. It's Miller who abducted you. Wiggle some more! If you don't stop wiggling, I'm seriously gonna end up hurting you. Wiggle, you can't stop me now! As you keep wiggling, like a good worm you are. You suddenly feel a sharp object in your eye socket. Is this a sweet embrace of death? Yeah, look what you made me do. I just try to cut holes in this paper bag, but you wiggled so much, I accidentally poked you in the eye with my very sharp scissors. This is your fault, Lion. If only for once you would have done what you're told. He doesn't sound sorry at all as he sighs and looks at you, making grunts. Well, I should at least let you out of your misery. Well, you can hear the cameras going wild. How dare you take pictures while you're about to die? Soon, you no longer hear the camera. You feel a gentle touch on your hand as the knife is slowly being pulled out of your eye. And not soon after, it was shoved back in. your eye socket is suddenly being poked with a pair of scissors. Over and over again. There's no end to your screams. Well, if you're trying to stay positive here, not everyone gets to die a paper bag in their head and stabbed in their eye. I'm sure your death will make it to the news. Good for you. Ah, this is kind of funny. What the heck? Ending one of 13. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to play this game for yourself, link to the game will be in the description below. This game was very different. Well, not entirely different from like the initial game that I released. The art is definitely much better. The twist is vastly different from the initial game that was released. So I really recommend you guys to like play both and, you know, just decide for yourselves like which one you like better. But anyway, thank you all so much for coming. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.